Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back, man, with another episode, man. The name of the game pod, man. Yes, sir, man. I apologize, bruh. I was tweaking, fucked up the. Oh man, I was supposed to release last week, guys. If I'm correct, last Thursday. I had. I First of all, I'm on a MacBook now, but we got a camera, guys. So please, I think this episode 4. I told you by episode 5 we gonna be. You feel me? But please just bear with me one more time with this episode because I recorded an episode off of the camera, and for some reason, when I tried to put it on my computer, it ended up getting lost in some more other shit. Well, so we here, man. We here, and I've been waiting for some days for it to get better, but like this shit just been all wonky and shit. So I said, fuck it. Today, we just gonna go back to what we've been doing. You know what I mean? And uh put this content out for y'all. As you can see, I'm no hands today. No hands today. You feel me? So yeah, man. It's been low key crazy, low key, cause Uh, I've been getting some good replies from you guys. And some people been wanting it. So I'm here for y'all today, man. Yes, sir, though. But we back with another episode. I named the game pod episode 4. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot for real. If I'm being honest, uh, we're gonna talk a little bit about the NFL, some WNBA, some NBA. Just a little bit of everything today, man. So we just gonna get right into it, man. Oh yeah, and I wanted to start off the show by comment, like, whatever, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I want y'all to comment what's y'all favorite J's to hoop in. For me, it's either 10, 11, or 12. And your favorite J to like wear, like with jeans, trousers, all that other shit. You know what I mean? So comment favorite J that you like wearing, and comment the favorite shoes to hoop in. I'm probably gonna do this every episode now. Throw in a little question. It could be with shoes and all this other shit, but uh I'm a damn there dude. I just want to, get to know some of y'all too. You know what I mean? Or get to know, all the other shit that I may not know. Motherfucker probably wear 14s on the court. you feel, you feel me? So yeah, man. But we gonna get right into it, man. With the NBA Finals approaching tomorrow. Currently recording this on June 4th on Wednesday. So yeah, man. I know that's how long. Damn, that's crazy. Now that I think about it, that's how long I've been gone from this shit. For real. Well, not long. I'm acting like I've been 3 years away. 3 years away. Nah, it's been a week, but yeah, man. NBA Finals get there tomorrow, man. I can't lie. If I'm being honest, I can't be surprised about the teams who's in the finals because I kind of already knew the teams that they played just wasn't enough. Uh like the Knicks, we're gonna start with the Knicks and Pacers series. So the Pacers end up winning in 6. Which I kind of figured once they took two from New York, you know what I mean, it was gonna be a little hard for the Knicks to come back, especially with the style of play that they was playing. Also today they just no yesterday they fired Tom Thibodeau. Which I don't understand, but that shit is kind of outlandish when you think about it because it's like, bro, like, I what is the real reason why? Just because Mikal Bridges came out earlier in the season and say like, oh, we playing too many minutes, or we doing this, or we doing that, shit like that, like doesn't mean nothing. Like I don't. that's always how Tibbs been. Every team he coached, every team he played. So you should have knew what you was getting from that standpoint. You know what I mean? But like now it's like motherfuckers just tried to switch up and be like, I feel like now the Knicks using some maybe what he said as an a little factor to you know what I mean to like get him out of there, but it's bullshit at the end of the day. You know, you had a good thing going with the Knicks. You know what I mean? For the last 2 years, you know, Eastern Conference Finals, if I'm correct. No, actually, this year, the last year, they lost to the same team though. You know, or I mean, if that was the case, if that's the case too, then that's bullshit too. You know what I mean? So, and it's crazy because when you look at it, like it's like coaches don't get that same chance like they used to back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate the fact that it's like they stunning the development of certain players under coaches. Meaning like some players are, you know, like let me give an example. Like Deuce McBride, right? He played great for Tom Thibodeau. How we know he gonna play great for the next coach? And meaning in like, you know, sometimes, a coach is there to put you in the best position that you can to, you know what I mean, just be successful. But like when you think about it now, like it's like you see the Knicks, starting five, and then they'll probably go eight deep from the bench. Yeah, so eight deep. Like his whole persona was just defense. He really don't when you look at Tibbs on sound, he really don't call shit. He just let him play, which I fucks with that. You know what I mean? And that sometimes you need some stability, but like let's be real, bro. Tibbs is a good enough coach to where, you know, if you give him enough pieces, then he can do something. Because I always felt like even when he coached the Bulls, I always felt like we had a great starting five. We just didn't really have no bench. Like the only nigga who came off the benches was so effective was Kyle Korver. Like other than that, shit. I mean, John Lucas was cool. Like I mean, we had some decent role player, but they weren't like other teams role players like the Pacers or something like that. That's why I feel like they lost. You see what I'm saying? Like I feel like the depth too really got into them. You know what I mean? I really did feel like the 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 way they both played was like a match made in heaven a little bit because in a way New York hang they had on defense a lot. You know what I mean? So it was gonna test them to where the Pacers not as much. You know what I mean? So I was more interested in who can play still within their style. You know what I mean? And it was the Pacers. Like when you look at it, the Pacers only scored 91 times and I think that's when they lost game. What's that 5? When it was like 111 or 94 or something like that or some shit like that. No, it wasn't actually. That's when they won. It was a close game actually. So like 106, 104. But then the next game, it was like 94, 111, something like that. Like so, just seeing all that, and then like with Tyrese Halliburton and Aaron Neesmith, Aaron Nehart, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, T.J. McCollum, like Jace Walker, they bringing all these motherfuckers off the bench. Really, like Rick Carlisle just letting these motherfuckers go, like loose dogs, right? And I said this in one episode prior, like I just feel like when you look at it, uh, the Thunder and the Pacers are literally AU teams. I kept saying it. I've been saying it literally all season, and it brings up a lot of questions because you know you look at it now, especially the two teams who made it. You wonder if super teams like a thing anymore now. You know what I mean? Because you look at the two teams now who's in the finals, and then if you look, well, nah, if you look at it this year for sure, you know what I mean. But I've been saying this from the jump. I really feel like if you can't tell me otherwise or prove me wrong otherwise, the last real super team was the Golden State Warriors. We just gonna put that out there. Like a real super team who went down, won the championship, did what they supposed to, and like everybody knew they was winning. Right? Like at the time you still had like a couple super teams, like you had like uh Russ and Paul George in OKC, James Harden, he was in Houston with CP3 and um Eric Gordon, all them guys. Then you had I won't even mention the Lakers for real because they were still up, but the Lakers you had LeBron and AD. Like you still had like two combos like on the team. Well, I don't think if I'm correct. No, no, yeah. It ain't happen till next year. That 2020 is when like LeBron the one, um, but still, when you look at it, bro, it's like they been the last team for real that made to find all the other shit. Like did everything with all the players that they supposed to. Like they did what they were supposed to. And ooh, excuse me. And I say this because it's like, bro, you look at how many people we like seen team up. If I tell you names, like regardless of what you know the end result is, if I tell you names that teamed up, you would be like, damn, did they win? Like, no way nobody's telling me Kyrie, Harden, and KD should not win a ring. I mean, if you want to keep it a buck, Kyrie could have had a ring with a couple of them, even on the Celtics. Like, where it was him, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You know what I mean? And all that. Like, we literally thought the Suns with Devin Booker, like, we thought they was going to be the shit. You know what I mean? Like, you looking at it now, it's like, that's not even what it is no more. It's the camaraderie. And I've been saying this from the jump with the Pacers and the Thunder. The camaraderie they have as a team, especially with a lot of young guys on their team, they build that shit. I swear to God, it's crazy because I keep saying it, like, but I'm going to. It's literally AAU. If you play AAU, you would see what I mean. Like, for all the kids who play in AAU now, please, or whoever coaching AAU, just see the camaraderie of how a team plays, like, and the shit they do. Like, they like it's a difference from AAU in high school, right? Like from high school, it's more how I want to say more established, more you know what I want to say more stable, got a little bit more balance to AAU. Don't not saying AAU doesn't, but like with AAU, it's like we all traveling to this one place as a team together by ourselves to compete for one goal. We don't got no fans. Like, yeah, you have a couple parents and shit play, but we don't got no fans. We don't got no nothing. It's just us. We our own fans, chili, all that shit. So like that's what I mean by that. Like that's why you see the Pacers going into the Knicks crib and take two. Because the way they just stuck together, like actually, it was 111-94 when they end up coming back. It was like a 17-point lead, and they came back, bro. Like, and it's crazy because I'm like watching that game. If I'm correct, it was either game one, game two, but watching that game, I was like, damn. I be on Discord with my guys, man. We gonna start being on there too. Or we gonna start doing it live and shit too. But I was on Discord with my guys and we was talking about how this happened in high school, but it's been plenty of times. But like we played a little story time. We played like two teams on their senior nights back to back. So if you know, you know. We played. They call Rich now, Rich Township, but we played at the time. It was Rich South and Rich Central and Rich East. But we played Rich South on their senior night and Rich Central. Now Rich South wasn't as like, but Rich Central. Let me tell you something, bro. Right? Shout out my brother because he had a amazing second half to help us win that game. I can't lie. We was down like 24 at halftime. And mind you, we had an amazing season, great season, beat some top teams, was top 25. We had a solid squad. You know what I mean? And we lost to this team early on in the season. which is crazy. And it wasn't crazy. They was talented. I just think their coaching wasn't up to par, if I'm being honest. Because they could have beat us twice. But the whole point of why I'm saying this is we was down 24 at halftime, and like this was the one of the games where I felt like it's just us. Like, I mean, this bitch is rocking. Rocking. Like, I'm like, damn, but it's just us. Like, it's just our team. We got some fans, but it's just literally us. Like, and this is what I mean by the camaraderie on how teams be coming back and how team, because a lot of shit does do with adjustments and X's and O's, but some of that shit really just deals with how much you want it as a team. Like, you could tell from certain teams their approach, right? Like, and when we was down at 24, we went at halftime. We went in the locker room. I mean, coaches. Shout out Coach P. He was cursing us out. I mean, left and right. He was mainly on my brother though. That's why he had that great second half. But he was on our ass because he felt like we shouldn't even lost him the first time at our career, right? And you got to think like this literally probably last game before state playoffs, and literally came out second half and we walked them down because like he left out the locker room. We talked. We like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't give fuck. Like, we don't give fuck no more. It's senior night or not, nigga. Like, it wasn't even like we didn't care about the game. It was the fact like we can't let these niggas beat us twice. Like, especially knowing that we let one slip away at the crib, and they did some shit. They did some of the same shit that they thought was gonna work, and it did. That's why they had a 24-point lead, and it did. But what's crazy about it is it's the way we just stayed together. Like, we was all pissed, but like the way we just stayed together, the way we was talking to each other, the way we were just like joking some shit. I mentioned some shit. Oh, like it was dealing with off the court to my boy Dre or some. Yeah, I think it was Dre. We was off the court, not even worried about like but just that camaraderie of just being able to talk shit like this, like small shit, and it calms your team down in a way because it's like, bro, yeah, we straight, like we ain't, you feel me? And we walk them down and we win the game. But the point of why I make that is because anytime you see the Thunder play, anytime you see the Pacers play, that's what they have. They don't even look rattled no more. I mean, they say, oh, they was young and all that shit out the window now. They do not look rattled no more. Right? Like, they look like a team that just want to say, fuck whoever in front of us, and we just gonna play. So it's gonna be interesting in this finals to see like the chaos of what the Pacers do with the fast pace play, picking up full court, the randomness of what they be doing on how they get shots, you know what I mean? Compared to OKC, who is vigilant on everything they do, who is also just has a superstar in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and they like a pack of wild dogs for real. just wait. That's what they is. You know how they be having the little huskies and shit and Antarctica, whatever the case may be, on the leash, like all the other shit. And they just looking all vicious and yeah, man. That's what they. That's what they is. I don't know if it's Antarctica or not. Don't quote me, but shit, that's what they is for real, bro. Because I mean, when you look at it, it's like this is what they made their team off of. You know what I mean? So me personally, I got the Thunder in 6. I just feel like the Pacers just don't have a shake. And the reason why I say that is because I saw for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, the votes. It was, I think, Pascal Siakam. He won it, but he had one more vote than Tyrese Halliburton. And some people were like, damn, I don't know. But it's like you look at it. I mean, Pascal had. I said Pascal. Pascal had literally, bro, 3 games having 30. And Tyrese he had some good games. He had that great game where he like 32, 12, and 15 with no turnovers. But besides that, like when they went into the Garden, if I'm right, it was I don't know if it's game 2 or game 5, either one. Nah, he had 30 and won 3 of them games, but in one of those games, they could as a team couldn't do shit. And Pascal Siakam had 39 and they won the game. See, what people don't understand is like when it's sometimes it's moments, and this is what I learned with my favorite player, Steph Curry, because for some reason, some players have a hard time of, I mean, not some players, some people have a hard time of identifying the moment, right? Like, and I knew right there when he had 39 and they won that game, he damn near was gonna win it. Just like if they was to win the fight, it's gonna be because of Pascal Siakam. One, he already been there. Two, in my opinion, he is the mismatch towards the Thunder. Because if you put a Hardenstein or Chet, you better off probably putting Chet on him rather than Hardenstein. But Chet might check Turner just because of how he plays when he spreads the floor. But he has the mismatch. So if he kills his mismatch, the Pacers will be in very, very great shape. You know, and it's not too many of like the miss in the start. Like, you know, you look at it like, okay, cool. You know, Shea probably gonna check Tyrese. All right. Jalen Williams probably gonna check Neesmith. All right. Uh, who else? Nemhart probably gonna check. I mean, probably Lou Dort for sure. Cause I was gonna say nah, but he too small. So he probably gonna check Lou Dort. And then you look at it like, all right, who gonna check Siakam? Who gonna check? Like, so you looking at the matchups and it's like, I think they have the mismatch because of Pascal Siakam. So I feel like that's the only reason. That's the only way. Not, I'm not gonna say only way, but that's a very, very, very important way for them to win this series and be champions. But you know we gonna have to see, bro, because it's gonna be very, very, very exciting. Also too, bro, I just want to talk real quick on players understanding their role, right? In this episode, I'm gonna give y'all a couple good story times because I just want to, you know, throw some references out there to open your attention. You know, and the reason why I want to bring this up is because we got 2 teams who actually have that, and this is why I said about the super teams. Do super teams even fucking matter anymore? Because you have players. Sometimes when you have super teams, from what I seen, sometimes when you have super teams, some players play lower or higher from their role than they usually are expected. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for instance, who I want to say, Caruso on the Thunder, exceptionally well. He's been playing excellent, in my opinion. Fuck, I mean, shit. What? Why can't he start? Fuck a Lou Dort. I don't give a fuck what Lou Dort do. I mean, yeah, he improved his 3-point shooting, which is great. You know what I mean? But like, let's be honest, Caruso been so like fuck Lou Dort, but you need that off the bench. But he understands that, right? Like, if we want to be 100, bro, if I was playing on some shit like this, especially on some teams I done play, it would be niggas be like, oh, why the fuck I ain't started? I playing better than this nigga. Swear to God, I had to deal with it. A lot of years. My first 2 years, college had to deal with it, right? Like, and speaking of just that, like I'm gonna just throw this, you know, story time out there too on to understand the role of what I'm saying because you know people or players or kids have a hard time of trying to you know focus on other shit they don't need to focus on. You know, meaning like you know focus on their scoring or how many points they average, or most of the time their stats, which is cool. But when you focus on the game overall, all that shit's gonna come, right? Like, cause I remember a motherfucker used to tell me like, oh, it's easy to score 20, just score 5 points a quarter, right? But like, think about how many times you probably won't even shoot the ball. You know what I mean? Out of all those times, how many times you probably, let's say, and in high school you playing 8 minute quarters, right? So let's say you playing 8 minute quarters, you make a three, you shoot two threes and a layup, but you miss both threes, but you hit the layup. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, it's so much other shit you be having to worry about on the floor. A loose ball, this, that. Oh fuck, I gotta take this charge, or you may get in foul trouble. Like, it's so much other shit that be going on that kids focus on all the other wrong shit. You know what I mean? That I feel like that I seen. You know what I mean? So, point of case proven, right? So my first year of college, um, played at North Park University, um, and bro, let me tell you, it was like, first, like, if I'm being honest, me and my brother was the only players who came in on the team who was all state players, all area, all this other shit. Like, maybe it was another one. My man's Toby from Texas. He was really like that. I can't lie. Other than that, I didn't. Nobody else on the team was no all state player or no other shit like that. So, um, and first couple games, like 3 games in, um, I was told to stop shooting, right? And I'm like, damn, mad you. Uh, I'm playing probably at this time. I'm playing a decent amount. Probably like between maybe 15, 15 or what? Maybe 15, 18 minutes a game around this time. Maybe 15, 18 minutes, right? And I was so like discombobulated when he told me this shit, because I was like, bro, what? Like, you telling me stop shit? And at the time I only shot 6 total threes or 5, some shit like that. I was 0 for 6, 0 for 5, some shit. I ain't hit one, but I'm like, I ain't tripping. Like, I'm still getting my feet wet a little bit. Like, I ain't. But it's like, okay, what I didn't know was, right, is the coach was also filling out the team, like, seeing who can do what, you know what I mean, about who can just make an immediate impact on what they do as a player, and then all this other shit, what's their greatest, effects. Because 9 times out of 10, when you out there, what I mean, you gonna revert to shit that you're comfortable with, because, especially when you're a freshman, what I mean, you gonna revert to a lot of shit that you're comfortable with, because, you in a different setting of this college basketball now. It's not high school. You know what I mean? So you try to revert to some of that shit, and some of this shit works, some of it don't. You know what I mean? So, but nevertheless, I wasn't too, worried about it. But, you know, literally after game 3, we lost, and we had a conversation. He told me this, and I was like, okay, cool. But it stuck with me. I'm like, but of course, you want to keep working on it and shit like that. Keep getting in the gym. I was in there with my man's Coach Hutz, Coach London, all the time, always in the gym. You feel me? He's like, so, um, just putting in work, shooting, getting as much shots up I can, just trying to improve my overall game. And you know, he said, I just want you to get to the cup and play defense. Like, them the 2 things you're good at. Great. And I was like, all right, cool. And like I said, bro, I never was told some shit like that, because I was always told to keep getting your game better, keep doing this, keep doing that, right? So, like, as the point of me reaching to, like, to for my game to flourish, especially going into, coming off a great senior year I had, from actually just getting better from the years all over, and just seeing all the work that put in, just seeing the fruits of that labor. You know what I mean? I was gonna come in doing the same thing, right? Not thinking I was gonna have this little hiccup, but when it happened, I was like, oh damn, bro. But I knew that I had a choice to either choose to or choose not to. And a lot of niggas choose not to. because I done seen it. It wasn't just me he told a lot of shit to. But when he did tell me, I was like, fuck. It was either two ways I could have took this. Right? I'm like, all right, cool. I'll stop shooting. You know what I mean? Because I still believed in my game that I was still going to work. I was still going to adapt. I was still going to be versatile. And sometimes because your coach is telling you something doesn't mean he's trying to hold you back. It's just for the better of the team. You just got to figure out how to adapt with that, how to be versatile. You know, some players just be too single-minded now. You know what I mean? To where it's like, if a coach tell him that, it's like, oh, no, he trying to fuck up my game. He ain't trying to. Like, no, bro. It's for the better of the team. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the more success you give to the team, the more team success is going to be. You know what I mean? So like, and then you either gonna take it or leave it, because he can easily bench your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my thing is like with the Thunder and Pacers, to the point of why I said this is because the Thunder and Pacers have guys who understand their role. You know what I mean? Like, I seen Aaron Nesmith fucking look like prime Steph Curry having 30 points helped them win that game one. When they came back from 17 down. Like, bro, that's real shit. Like, imagine, he ain't scored another 30, 20. Damn, that barely 20. Ain't scored shit the rest of, but that. Right? But like, he understood his role and knows his time was going to come because he just believed and trust his teammates, trust his team, trust what he do. You know what I mean? Knows his game. You know? Like, nobody's telling you to short your game or stop your game. You know what I mean? When a coach is telling you this, or to understand your role and whatnot, yes, it's going to be sacrifices for a team. I got guys who, great point. I got a guy named Seth. My guy, shout out my guy Seth, who's in the Marines, and he tells me the same thing. A lot of this shit, Red, we can't do because if we ain't no team. If we ain't focused as no team, how the fuck you think they supposed to go defend our country if they don't even want to sacrifice or not even knowing that they are sacrificing a lot already, but as a team to know we going into somebody else's battlefield and it's just fucking us. That's what people need to start thinking. Players need to start thinking. I said people, I'm sorry. Players need to start thinking that. No matter if you the best scorer, you the best point guard, you the best shooter, whatever the fuck it is, you need to start understanding, bro. As a team, we are all here for one fucking common goal. And if that takes me from shooting a couple more threes that I want to, then so be it. Mind you, now granted, I told y'all this story and we was 4-21. We still suck. But I stuck with it. Why? Because it's, bro, you learn as a player how to adapt. You're going to always have to adapt as a player. Always going to have to make sacrifices. And until you come to conclusions with that shit, a lot of shit will be fucked up with you and you will stay in your mind on why a lot of shit not going the way you think it is. Because you're not being vulnerable to what you may not know. You know what I mean? You don't know how it feels to not shoot a 3-ball for the rest of the season. You see what I'm saying? That shit was hard as fuck. I'm having some niggas just leave me open, not even caring that, but some niggas leaving me open like I can't, and I'm just like, this shit is crazy. It's a fight mentally, of course, and I say this all the time, bro. The game is 10% skill, and all rest is mental. All the rest is mental. Everything is mental because it's like, bro, when you go through all these phases, it's like, all right, how can I better myself, but also the team, and not hold back the team? Because once you start doing it, oh no, coach tripping, I'm finna keep shooting. Now you throwing shit off, right? Like everybody can't go out there and just shoot threes and all other shit. Like, bro, of course you working and you shooting and you doing all this shit, so you can, yes, for sure. But like, everybody's not going out there and being Steph, Klay Thompson, or Dame Lillard. Nobody's doing that. So just stick to what you know and grow with what you know. Name of the game right there, man. For real, bro. Because I just had to say that because I feel like, I hear too much of, people with the with the roles and how people and what they supposed to do and how they supposed to play and all this other shit, like, and it'd be like, bro, as a team player, you have to be able to sacrifice. You know what I mean? Some other players don't have to sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like the top scorer who averaged 30 last year, if you get another better scorer, he probably got to sacrifice them shots he had all last year now. Because I got somebody else on my shit now, on my team who can do the same shit I just did. Or got a solid point guard. All right, cool. But all this shit too is also going to bring another competitive nature out of you that you probably know you didn't have, because it's going to make you compete with yourself on, can you overcome this obstacle? You know what I mean? And as men, bro, I want to say this too. As men, especially when you play the game of basketball, you know, we have a hard time overcoming a lot of shit because we get stuck here. You know what I mean? And now we looking for, different ways to, like, you know, get out the shit. And all the ways we going probably not even the right way we supposed to go. Not even the right path we supposed to be going. At some point you just start trying new shit because you just think what you doing anymore is not working because it's not showing fast enough. You know what I mean? So, like, and that's what I thought 4.2. Like, when he told me that, I'm like, damn, this shit. But all that to say, bro, understand your role. Be able to adapt in your role. Be versatile in your role. Grow in your role. Because and understand you will make sacrifices. Because there is not one man that I know who's in my life won't tell me that they didn't make sacrifices. So, name of the game right there, man. You know, learn as you go. You know what I mean? So, and be able to adapt. But, that's enough for the NBA today, man. Like I said, I got Thunder in 6. I think it's gonna be a fun, entertaining series, especially with these two high scoring ass teams, and they be because the Thunder run a gun too, so it's gonna be great, man. But yeah, man, I want to get switch the topic real quick. Um, while we take a little smoke break, you know, um, I know Coach P probably gonna see this, or whoever gonna see this. Yes, I be smoking. Yeah, I think y'all been knew that, but you know, don't get it twisted. I still do what I gotta do. Still hoop, still go work out, and still bust some of y'all ass. Mad you. Kevin Durant smokes. And I know I'm not no Kevin Durant. Steven Jackson smokes. All these players smoke. You know what I mean? And I do wanna say that first. Before we switch topics, let me start on that. You know, if you don't do something like this, because since I'm doing it, I want to educate. If you don't do something like this, understand what you doing, how you doing it, who you doing it with, and where you get it from. Most importantly, where you get it from. One, I get my shit from the dispensary. I ain't fucking with no more street shit because of the fact of how. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too much in on that, but I just know it's been a lot of been bullshit out here passed around to motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And I know somebody, what I mean, who suffered on the bad end of that, who had a great career to go hoop, and that shit just fucked his whole life up, bro. Like, literally fucked his whole life up. Still, like, and so, like, seeing that, bro, it made me be like, yeah, I can't be fucking around if I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because people just be want to do it because you think it's cool and shit. But, like, bro, I don't do this shit to be smoking outside. I do this shit smoke in my house and chill. You know what I mean? So learn who you doing it with, bro. that's class 101 too. Shit. Learn who you if you gonna do this shit, learn who you doing it with. You know what I mean? So and know where you're getting it from, most important. For sure. So But yeah, we gonna skip on, man. The NFL is right around the corner, guys. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We gonna have a little fantasy. I'm gonna probably do a little live. I'm in a fantasy league this year. And I'm gonna probably do a little live to show y'all that. But we gonna see. I don't know. Uh, I'm playing with some niggas I done beat for multiple years. They done beat me too. Made it to the championship in there every year. I mean, shit, won twice in another league as well. So I played in actually I played, if I'm correct, played in 3 total leagues. Won 2 of them. I've been in one for like shit, maybe almost going maybe 5 years, not 6, because I wasn't there for 1 year. So, and one motherfucker would say, "Oh, it was ducking, it was this." I just want to say this, too, like, for the football fans, man, don't let, like, look, we having my brother is having a hard time choosing and all this other shit for fantasy, right? And I'm like, okay, bro, like, be 100 with yourself. How many players in the NFL would you take as the number one pick in your fantasy league? Because me personally, I said it's only 3. Like, nah, it's a couple more, but literally 3 that I would consider: Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Allen. Other than that, and if we look at receiver, you could go Jay Jettis or Justin Jefferson. I mean, either or, 1A, 1B, however you want to squash it. But them the only niggas I'm looking at. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do an episode this year too, during the summer and shit like that. Just giving my thoughts and prediction. Of course, bear now. You feel me? We getting back, bro. But we gonna talk a little bit about football because it was a lot of noise with Caleb Williams saying he did not want to be a Chicago Bear, and that's my home team. So we gonna talk about it. One, I wouldn't been mad at his ass either, because in reality I wanted Justin Fields. We gonna keep it oh shit, it dubbed on me. I wanted Justin Fields. Uh, I want to find the Caleb in college. Like, he literally had to grow on me this year, and I was like, I guess he cool, but I'm like, it depends. I be how he could be at first year, and you could tell it was a struggle, especially dealing with the coach we had. Um, and then hearing the shit about a coach not being like telling him what to watch, he just turning on, just started looking like it was a fucking disgrace. And it explains why we thought a hype season that we thought we was gonna have turned out to be ass. Shout out my man's Dukes though, cause he told me that before the season that the coaching staff was ass. So, and I was like, but we got to play. But that just proves the point. Can't shit really flow if you don't have a nigga who can control it. Like a car, unless it's electrical, a car can't drive if it don't got no driver. See what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, but yeah, he didn't want to be a Chicago Bear, and it's okay. I get it. You know what I mean? It's not a great history at all. You know, shit. Our last good quarterback was Jay Cutler. That said something. And that nigga was a pick six machine. I bet he threw fucking 3 picks to D'Angelo Hall. Fucking pissed me off, man. But look, no, man, we coming this shit for sure though. I keep saying that, man. And personally, me, um, just the story of it, like, just as a fan, I'm gonna just give y'all the fan reaction. Like I said, I wasn't really fond of him. I really didn't care too much too if we drafted him or not. I just felt like we should just trade it back, got Marvin Harrison Jr. and some more shit. Even though if we would have did that, it would have been Probably not would have been horrendous because he plays with Kyler Murray, which in a sense, Kyler Murray is not no he's not no like no thorn quarterback, like to me. Like I feel like he only make deep passes when he's scrambling. Other than that, he throwing to tight ends or running. Like so or he giving the handing the ball off. So um but we end up getting him. And like I said, first year, I've seen him drive our ass down some fields and win us the game more than any quarterback that I seen from Chicago Bears history. Can't even cap. Even with the season we had, like people fail to realize, like that Hail Mary game, he drove us down the goddamn field. Like we couldn't get shit going all game, but that last possession, he made two tremendous throws to get us down there and to win us that game. And to have a lack of fucking stupidity from Tyreek Stevenson. Like, it's just like, bro, never in our favor, bro. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm going to also, I'm going to make sure that I get all my guys on one of these episodes so we can actually talk. You know, a lot of football talk because I feel like y'all guys will really enjoy that. Because of the fact that it'd be a lot of bullshit said and a lot of funny shit said too. So, either way, but me personally, like I said, bro, the main story with the Caleb shit is just I understand because the history just doesn't repeat us. I mean, doesn't show no great outcome of a quarterback coming to the Chicago Bears. We haven't had a fucking 4,000 yard thrower yet. Like so. The fuck, man. But he came out saying that he wanted to do it. He wanted to be a Bear. You know, I saw his dad was talking about putting his ass in the Canadian League so bad. I'm like, damn, he think we that bad? Shit, he want to go play with the Canadians, nigga. Damn, nigga. The UF, I was somebody. I was like, oh, hell no. We that garbage, nigga. You don't want to go fuck with us, but he here now, nigga. So now lace him up, nigga. Because now, I'm going to tell you this right now. If ain't nobody, Chicago Bears fan gonna be on your ass. Because you came out with that shit saying, yeah, you saying you want to be here. And we believe you 100%. But you knew what was up. Talking about you want to go to the Vikings? Well, you want to go to the Ops? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm on your ass. I don't give a fuck. Fuck all of it. I'm on your ass. No no Diddy, folks. Because what the fuck? That shit is crazy. I can't even lie. That shit is insane, bro. So that's why it's like now when I look at it from all these quarterbacks in the league, bro, like the shit that happened to Shedeur Sanders, like you look at Lamar Jackson, he was drafted at 32, didn't start to the middle of the season, and I mean Josh Allen was even behind Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like you see a lot. I mean, fuck, crying out loud, Patrick Mahomes was behind the motherfucker, right? Like so. You look at it now, and this is why I feel like they stunning a lot of players' development growth. Because you look at it now, especially specifically with football, you look at it now. If you don't come and perform like quick and instant, it's a lot of shit that be riding on it. Like, cause if I'm remember correctly, like it was I don't want to say nah. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say when Lamar Jackson started or no, Patrick Mahomes started. It wasn't like he had a crazy game that following year. His not yeah, his rookie year, so he didn't start. Yeah, so his rookie year, I remember he played Texas Tech played with Texas Tech, played against Oklahoma, had a fucking shootout. And I'm like, who is this nigga? Like, I mean, they was dead. If you know, you know. If you watch college, you know. I'm telling you, go look it up, bro. Texas Tech, when Patrick Mahomes played Baker, that shit was a shootout. And I'm like, who is this? Because I already knew about the Baker shit, right? Like, but like when Patrick came out, it was like, damn, who the fuck is this nigga? right? But like when he got to the league, he didn't really play right. What I say, second year, some shit like that, third year, going on third, something like that. And I'm like, but this the same nigga who had the and beforehand. But I'm not thinking he finna be Patrick Mahomes, who he is today. You know what I mean? But I credit to some of that he probably developed way a little bit more than to when you throw him in the fire. Because now you just throwing certain quarterbacks in the fire. You know what I mean? Like if you get drafted high, you'll start like Cam Ward got drafted high. Who else another? It's not as many, but you got these young quarterbacks competing though, which I do like. But like, you look at the quarterbacks who came in as bona fide stars and you throw them in the fire, they just don't perform as well. Zach Wilson, niggas like that, like shit like that we was hyping up a lot about. You know what I mean? So that's why it just be like, bro, like, slow down. Because, I hear a lot of, oh, he ain't do all this other shit last year. I'm like, bro, just wait. Because I hate when we criticize just one player on a full year when we don't even know if his next year going to be better than that. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said, even in the NFL now, it'd be important that if you're a young player, especially like quarterback, something like that, that spot they actually need, or that spot they feel like you can feel if you don't come in and perform. Knowing you're gonna have some up and downs and shit like that, dealing with shit like that, like I feel like it'd be stunning some players' growth a little bit. Not many, but some. You know what I mean? Even in the NBA too, though. So, yeah, NFL season gonna be lit, bro. I just wanted to talk about that little story with Caleb Williams because I just feel like, you know, media kind of twisted it up a little bit, but he here now, so it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But for that story to come out now before the season, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure a lot of Bears fans heard it, and they definitely it's gonna be like, yeah, we looking, you on the clock now. You got everything you needed. I can't have no more excuses. Like I'm gonna just keep it honest. I'm gonna say it now. I just can't have no more excuses for the Bears, bro. Like if they dead ass like don't make the playoffs this year, we gonna need to talk about something. Like ain't nothing else to talk about. Damn that, just get rid of the damn organization. Like if we don't at least with Ben Johnson make it to the second round of the playoffs at least one time, just throw us in the fucking trash, bro. Because it's like, what is it gonna take? And you look at it this year, like Caleb, you go and in a way, I want people to understand. Caleb's still gonna probably go through a growth this year because of new and better, shit that he's going to learn this year because of the fact that last year he didn't learn as much, especially with the coach staff getting fired and shit like that. So, um, it's so in a way because Cole Komet been here for 6 years and we done had a coach damn near every year he been here. So so like in a way it's gonna cause some ups and downs. You know what I mean? Because he learning some new shit. But like I believe in you, bro. Like I need to see all this talent, Patrick Mahomes talent ass shit that they was saying that you are. Like I need to see this shit. Like, and granted, last year you was throwing some shit. I ain't gonna lie, you had me like, oh, I'm like, damn, this nigga. He did a run and jump pass against the Vikings, must I add. Against the Vikings on the sideline. They put that shit in man. I say, oh Lord. Yes, we got what. But still, you on the clock, my nigga. Don't think shit sweet. You still on the clock. So we gonna see, bro. But man, before we get up out of here, man, we want to talk a little bit WNBA because this shit been going on a little bit. You know what I mean? I saw Caitlin Clark was just hurt, bruh. Which kind of fucks up the game because when you think about it, like she really bringing in a number. So I'm pretty sure not a lot of people are watching, but in a sense, like if you just love hoops, it's great basketball being played with the women. So always go check that out. But um, it is funny though. I've been seeing fucking not everybody, but I've been seeing this trend on people betting the under for Angel Reese to miss her first shot. It's, yeah, and on one of them I looked and she airballed the jumper, cuz, and I'm like, and in a way I feel, I'm gonna just be honest, I feel like she see this shit and it's getting to her. Reason why I say this because plain isn't like prime isn't Russell Westbrook when he was on the Lakers, he couldn't live down shit. I mean, that nigga airballing, hit the back of the sideboard, all type of shit. Like, they just owe his ass. He still shoot them shit, airballing free throws, airball. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? But this proves my point. When you get to the Lakers, niggas game be diminishing. Like, think about everybody who just came through the Lakers and think about their game when they left the Lakers. Probably besides AD and Bron, because they was already good. Like, bro, they done had Julius Randle, way better than what he was on the Lakers. Even playing with Kobe. I would say, okay, the only one probably been Austin Reeves, but like, it's just like, bro, looking at that shit, bro, it's like, how the fuck? And my thing is with Andrew Reese is, it's like, I think some of the clout pub got to her a little bit because of the way she played at college. Like, she played with an edge. You know what I mean? Like, when they play Iowa, and this is why I say in defense, this really what she really has over her. Besides that, it's just you look at it, Caitlin just sweeps her with a lot of shit. Like, just in how she played the game, how she effective within the game, and how, you know what I mean? Like, my thing is like Angel, like, you a solid player, good player, can rebound your ass off. But, you know, that shit don't matter if you not rewarding yourself. You know what I mean? My coaches used to tell our big man that all the time. Like, yes, you working hard. But like, you can't go up and then you getting 3, 4 offensive rebounds off your own missed layup. Like, you know, put that shit off, and a lot of that shit is you don't put it high off the glass enough. Put that shit high off the glass. And then it's like you be shrinking when you be going up. Like, go up. Back, sweetheart, they either gonna foul you or you gonna score. Or they gonna block it. Either one. The worst thing is block it. And ain't every woman out there gonna block your shot. So, like, what are we doing? You know, get that confidence back. You shoot some floaters or some shit. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when she was in high school, I mean, I said high school, I'm sorry, in college, like, she was there. You feel me? You could tell, like, she shoot floater shit. She was doing all type of shit in college. But it's like now you get here and it's like you not really doing the same shit you was doing in college. Like, yeah, all you doing is still rebounding, but other than that, you really not doing as much. But like Caitlyn, is her shit and what she did translated to what she did in college in the league now. And so that makes me question, did Andrew Reese's game actually translate better or worse for her when she got to the league? Because it's like you look at it like, and in a way, I kind of said this to somebody when they told, like, I was like, it just, like, when she get to the next level, it's going to be taller players than her. She's not like the tallest. And the most she was doing in college, 9 times out of 10, because when you look at college girls basketball, it's not like at average, like a female center is what in college. I want to say you're lucky if they're 6'4", 6'3", some shit like that. Other than that, they below 6 feet, 6'1" at most, some shit like that. Like, they not really as tall. You know what I mean? Or some might be long, but like, it's like when you look at it, it's like she has to deal with that times 10 when she gets to the league. But when she was in college, she really didn't have to deal. Only one I can off the top remember who had a big was UCLA, South Carolina, and that was really it. Like, other than that, them the only ones who really had big. I mean, I would say NC State had, but they just got a lot of great guard play. Notre Dame too, they don't really got that. So like, if you look at them the only real bitch who really give her problems. Like when she played Iowa, G, she was just all over the boards, and that I don't even know the the woman's name. I'm not even gonna call her girl. The woman's name because respect to you, you was still fighting for them. Who's the Iowa center? But she was just mauling, like just fucking killing, bro. And I'm like, at some point, you gotta change this shit up. And this is what I'm talking about. Not even just knowing your role, right? Not even just knowing your role, bro. Like you gotta understand, when you get to the next level, it's always going to be things you have to adapt to and change. And change is always good or bad, but like, bro, as long as you, are willing to accept change, everything would be okay. Cause you got to know it's going to be some ups and downs with the change shit. Like you're not going to change to something and then automatically just be good at it. Like I know this shit. What I'm saying is basic, but it's the truth. And it's like I don't think a lot of people hear it enough. Like I really don't, bro. And literally before we get up out of here, cuz I just want to rant on some bullshit because, bro, I just been seeing a lot of wild shit lately. Like when I just be seeing a lot of wild shit in the world, it just makes me start thinking like, just recently I just seen like two kids they got killed in the alley, senseless. Um, uh, and I don't want to move on to this, but the reason why I want to bring that up is because some of these niggas out here be cowards. And some men don't understand that they are leaders, right? Like, I say this all the time. We are born when we are born. We are innately established with the thought of men being leaders, right? Like, so, um, it's going to be shit that you probably have to lead, whether it's your family relationship, basketball, this and that. It's going to be times to where we have to lead and like set examples. And it's a lot of great kids I know, who passed away, um, and or in jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up because I can't say some of them didn't have leaders. Shout out to my man's Dukes. Shout out to my man's Coach B, Coach Tone. Some of these people did have some of the people I had in my life. But also too, I think they didn't have the luxury that me and my brother had of them understanding that we really wanted it. Like they wanted it, but me and Black was at my brother Black. That's his name, his nickname. But yeah, me and my boy Black, we was at every open gym, every workout, every this, every that, like growing up. You know what I mean? Just doing the most we can to, get better, but also stay away from the bullshit, right? And just seeing them like two kids murdered in an alley is just disgusting to whoever did it. Like I'm not even gonna be disrespectful to you, bro, because I'm gonna pray for you and I hope you get some forgiveness from God for whatever you did, bro. But it's just the fact that when I see shit like this, bro, it questions if we have any real leaders in this world anymore. Meaning, like, for instance, bro, we seeing some shit like with Cardi B and Offset, some simple shit like this, like Cardi B and Offset, they going back and forth and all this other shit, right? And I had a conversation with my mom about this yesterday. I said I did state though that I was like, it's crazy because sometimes it's a double standard for men and women because of the fact that a lot of women can do a lot of shit and it doesn't come with a lot of consequences or damages than it would for a man. And I can say the same for a lady, but the way we can emotionally appeal to, people or just a woman in general, like a man really can't do that because of the fact that, you know, like I said, we born as leaders, so it's also the shit of you can't cry, you gotta man up, you gotta toughen up, chin up, and not express yourself. You just gotta take that shit in, and that's not. I want to say completely now. That's bullshit. And I want to be a leader. I want to be one of those to tell you it's bullshit because of the fact that, bro, as men, just how emotionally detached that women can be, or intact they can be, we can be the same way. You know what I mean? um I seen it a lot, bro. It doesn't work out when a lot of men hold in a lot of shit. Yeah, you want to take some shit to the grave for you. Yeah, as a man, you want to have that pride too, and I get that, bro. Nobody's saying to every time just like no, but what I am saying in the moments, and to where you think about, you like, damn, when the last time I just sat there by myself and just thought about how I've been feeling, how I've been doing this, how I've been like, do that, bro. Or whenever you want to express when you don't like something that somebody did, or whatever the case may be, like, do that, bro, in a way to we can communicate with each other, because that's another thing too. I think men in general, but we have a hard time of communicating shit with people. Like, and so that's why a lot of shit that we be seeing get taken wrong, and that's why we be having to just say fuck a lot of shit and just forget it and take it to the grave, because it's like, in a way we tried the best that we possibly can to explain that, but not understanding the perception of what it already is, or how this person is taking it. You know what I mean? So like that's why it's more like, understand, bro, when you get older as a man, and this is what I'm still learning, right? Like, when you get older, bro, and you start to become your own man, it's going to be a lot of hard shit, that you're going to have to do. Um, like I said earlier about the sacrifices, even that, that's just in life, bro. You're going to have to make certain sacrifices that you didn't know you was going to have to make in order for you to get to the point that you need to get to. Sometimes I heard a coach told me this one time. Sometimes it's good to regress to progress. I'm sorry, degress, degress to progress, right? Like, and it's okay to take a step back, bro. You know what I mean? And feel, what you want to feel at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, and it just fucked up that I saw that shit, and it just gave me a thought. Like, bro, it's just I just don't think it's real leaders no more, bro, because I think every time we do have somebody with influence or something like that, it's always about bullshit and not enough good shit. So, or, well, and two, it's the shit that people want to see and want to show. So, but that's why I brung up the Cardi B and Offset shit, because like Offset is, I'm not saying he's somebody that a lot of people look up to, but he's a fixture in the stature. You know what I mean? And some people think what shit he does is okay, just like Cardi. Like, she was just posting pictures, shaking ass with Stephon did. Like, so like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's two different perceptions on how people want to, and it's, oh yeah, I'm with this and I'm with this, and now he wants spouses approval and all this other shit. Like it's so much, and this the bullshit that we watching, and now it's reverting to motherfuckers to pick a side, because every time I see some shit to where it's like, especially with a couple or some shit or whatever, it's motherfuckers picking a side. Like, I think it's just, I think no, it's either it's two things. It's right or wrong. And for people to think that sometimes what a person, like, I just saw some shit. DDG came out with some shit about the Haley shit or whatever the case may be, with him and his kid or whatever. He finally dropped some evidence and shit. I just saw it before I got on here and did the show, and I was like the fuck. And then what's crazy is I go to the comments and I see, and it was some. He had a slice and some other shit, and I saw somebody said, "Oh, he didn't even get touched for real." I mean, and Haley did too. Because correct me if I'm wrong, for anybody who wants to just go try it for them fucking selves, go hit your face hard as fuck as you can on the steering wheel and see what else you lose. How I know this, I done seen some domestic shit before, worse than that. So that's how I know, like, certain shit like that is just like, you feel me? And then it's like, I see people also, oh, I'm still on Haley's side. He ain't say shit. But it's like, it was the same thing. She didn't really say too much either. All she really got it off of was because of his rant of what he did on social media. But this is my problem with what I said. Because I said, if she would have did that, came out emotionally just saying like she feels this and that, if the shoe was on the other foot, would we be fucking having a debate, or would anybody would be having a debate or anything about how she felt? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure if she came out like DDG did, was just saying all I want to do is just see my son, all this and this and that and that and that. Granted, he was a little hostile, but as a man, I understand it gets frustrating because once again, dealing with a female, it always takes patience, but it's also harder dealing with a female that you don't, really have like that connection with anymore. You know what I mean? Like their connection is within the child, through the child. So like, but my point is, why I'm saying this is because, bro, just off that, she gets the temporary restraining order, based off that, because you can show me them pictures all you want. You can't tell me she got hit by a fucking steering wheel. Like, and how do I know this? You ask me, how do I know this? I done seen it before. Was it right? Hell no. Traumatic. You shouldn't be seeing no shit like that, especially if you a kid. It was, but at the same time too, it's like, bro, keep it a bean. You feel me? If he did the same thing, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I told y'all, man, it was gonna be a good long episode today, man. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. We out of here. For sure, I'm gonna catch y'all probably this weekend. I'll probably be recording somewhere else. So I'm gonna hit y'all, man.